this collection is about texture. And because I wanted to do like a sort of a strong, kind of a bad boy kind of look, where the texture gets very important. So there's a lot of different kind of textures.
In Milano, in Italy? Where?
I'd love to come to Milan. I've never been.
Che questa praticamente non è nemmeno un tessuto, è un materiale. One of the main materials that maybe I don't know if a lot of people got it. It was like actually not a fabric, it's a mylar, which is what they usually use after you do like a marathon, which is very light but keeps you warm. And it was quite difficult to make it work to do clothes, but I managed to do it, and I thought it looked very modern.
I think it's a really interesting collection because it's always so clean and it doesn't have a lot of extraneous hardware or just odd cuts for the sake of being odd. What I loved about it, this particular collection, is the use of the fabric. I mean, he had a lot of iridescent fabrics, he had a lot of textured fabrics, but they always seemed kind of grounded in the reality of a grown-up. You know, I think sometimes when you start getting into shiny fabrics and things that almost look like they're sort of got a hologram on them, it starts getting gimmicky and it becomes something that's more of a toy for a little boy. But I think because the cuts are so streamlined, that it really works. I mean, that kind of spareness of silhouette with the interesting fabric makes for a really nice modern look, I think.
And all these very thick textures like diagonal ottomans or moire effect, and I wanted to create like a richness and depth in the texture, so that was my main inspiration for this.
Italo Zucchelli is finally bringing to New York the real taste of Calvin Klein. He kept the real heritage of the brand, and it seems like very futuristic, and I love those clothes. I always wear these clothes, so.
I love their clothes, and they're such a great company. The people who work for them are really solid people, so that's why I'm here. It's pretty cool. It's my first fashion show. Yeah, and it was really impressive, I thought.
Actually, inside it's a sweater, and it's bonded with the leather from the outside, a very light layer of leather, that gets the basically takes the shape of the ribs. It's a little bit of everything. I travel a lot. I travel just for inspiration. I buy a lot of books. I buy stuff, clothes, things, and then I have a person in Italy that I give a lot of inputs, like that I take from all these sources, and I explain her what I want to achieve, and she's very good. She actually develops it.
I've seen, a good handful of menswear shows so far, and there's a real sort of preppy Ivy League thing that's a trend that I think is running through a lot of the shows. But often they show them on guys who look like they're barely out of elementary school. And it was nice to see, the Calvin Klein runway filled with men. And, and it's proof that, men don't have to dress in this sort of conservative, banker, formal way. They can still have a lot of fun with their clothes and still look like grown-ups.
I love the show. I always enjoy the show. I mean, I'm not a fashion guru by any means, but Calvin, he does it right? He's pretty iconic. I love the suits. They fit me well. I thought everything was very, very sleek, and very, very well cut. I mean, it looks phenomenal.
I think people are ready to experiment a little bit. Maybe they have to keep a familiarity with the clothes, so maybe the jacket is a familiar shape that is not threatening, but maybe the fabric is new, or the color is new, or the texture is new. So there must be something familiar to lure them to you. But I think they're also open, and I say it because now also I see it when we sell. People are really drawn not to just to the usual flannel gray suit, but to the new stuff, and it's really good to see.